as if he were very young, and Hal found it annoying. That was one of the things that made Nathaniel Bradshaw Hal's favourite uncle. He talked to Hal like he was a person, not a child. Uncle Nat was a travel writer, and Hal had accompanied him on some amazing railway journeys. This trip, a long weekend away, was a Christmas present. His uncle was already in Stockholm. He'd been attending the Nobel Prize Awards as a guest of an old friend. Hal was meeting him in the Swedish capital, and from there they were taking a sleeper train north into the Arctic Circle to a village called Abisko and a place called the Aurora Sky Station to see the Northern Lights. Hal's heart skipped around his chest every time he thought about it. He'd already drawn a map of their route in the front of his sketchbook. On the tray table, beside his drawing, was a tin containing 12 squares of coloured paint and a small silver brush. He slid out the brush from its groove, dipped it into the plastic cup of water he'd got from the air steward, mixed a wash of blue in the lid, and added colour to the man's denim jacket. Uncle Nat had warned him he wouldn't be able to draw by daylight when they reached Abisko. The sun set in the Arctic Circle on the 10th of December and wouldn't rise again until January the 4th. Uncle Nat had called it the Polar Night. And so Hal had thought carefully about which art materials to bring on the trip. In the end, he'd chosen a set of 4 art pens to draw the monochrome landscapes, the snow and the mountains, and his tin of watercolours for the Aurora Borealis. Uncle Nat had told him the northern lights lit up the skies with fluctuating waves of coloured light. He was going to try and capture the phenomenon with washes of paint. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to begin our descent into Stockholm. Please make sure your seatbelts are fastened, your baggage is stowed, and that your seats and tray tables are in the upright position. Hal put away his paints, pens, and sketchbook, handed the water to the air steward, then fastened his seatbelt. As the plane dipped its wing, he looked out of the window at the advancing archipelago, stepping stones to the city of Stockholm, glittering like a tangle of Christmas lights on the edge of the Baltic Sea. He smiled. It felt good knowing that his uncle was down there waiting to meet him in the airport. Whatever had upset Uncle Nat, Hal was certain that, with his help, a magical train journey to the Arctic, and a comforting cup of tea, everything would be all right. Chapter 2. The Arlanda Express. With his rucksack on his back, Hal followed the flight attendant through airport security, the baggage collection area, past a 7-foot Christmas tree dressed in white lights and giant gold baubles, and through the arrivals gate. "There he is," Hal said, immediately spotting his uncle at the front of the waiting crowd, dressed in a dinner jacket and bow tie. He waved. "Mr. Bradshaw?" the attendant asked as Uncle Nat came forward and hugged Hal. "Can I see some identification, please?" "Of course." Uncle Nat withdrew his passport from his inside jacket pocket, and Hal saw a flash of turquoise silk lining. "Good flight?" he asked Hal, as the attendant checked his photograph. "I hope you're not too tired. I would have suggested an earlier plane, but the banquet only finished an hour ago." "I'm wide awake," Hal assured him. He didn't mind staying up late one bit. The flight attendant returned Uncle Nat's passport with a nod. "I hope you enjoyed flying with us, Harrison," he said, producing a lollipop from his pocket and handing it to Hal with a professional smile. "We hope to see you again soon." Yes. Thank you," Hal replied, glancing at Uncle Nat, who suppressed a chuckle as the flight attendant walked away. "The airport shuttle is this way," Uncle Nat signalled. "Mum got your message," Hal said, dropping the lollipop into the nearest bin. "About the Yorkshire Gold." He studied his uncle's face. "We stopped on the way to the airport specially. I've got it in my bag." "That was very kind of you," Uncle Nat replied. His face was unreadable. Hal watched him closely as they passed shuttered kiosks and illuminated